Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Ad America, the U.S. Embassy's American Center, the place for you to learn more about American culture. My name is Aldi Rashid, and I will be your e-guide for today's podcast, which is titled the Ad America Podcast U.S. Embassy Internship Opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, and Sobat America watching from home, today we are very excited to learn about the internship program, Foreign National Student Intern Program with the U.S. by mission to Indonesia. And for today's podcast, we have a very special moderator. He has worked as a diplomatic translator and interpreter at the U.S. Embassy in Jakarta for more than 10 years, while also serving under the last 4 U.S. ambassadors to Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Harya Bimasena.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mas. Yeah, I feel kind of old when you say that more than 10 years, actually 14 years, but it's good to be back here, and welcome to all the audience, and welcome to the people joining us online. So we have people from American Corners Indonesia, and also Konsulat Medan in di Kota Medan and Konsulat Surabaya. Welcome everyone. So thank you for joining us today here. We are going to discuss and we're going to explore the possibilities of internships within American Embassy, within U.S. Embassy in Jakarta. So I'm sure many of you are eager to delve into this unique experience and opportunity. And I assure you that today's discussion will be both informative and also insightful. And for our conversation, saya akan gado-gado, saya campur-campur ya ngomongnya. We'll be seamlessly transitioning between two languages, bahasa Indonesia dan bahasa Inggris. Because this decision is to cater the diverse audience that we have today, and also because of our star speaker, Sierra here, will be sharing her priceless insights in English. So yeah, welcome Sierra.
Thank you.
So I will tell a little bit about Sierra. Sierra is a human resources administrative assistant in U.S. Embassy Jakarta. Before working with Department of State, Departemen Luar Negeri Amerika Serikat, she was a talent acquisition specialist in PricewaterhouseCoopers in Washington, D.C. Yay.
Correct.
And she has a bachelor's and master's degree in accounting from the University of Mississippi in USA, right? But one thing that I learned from Sierra that she's from Louisiana, the great state of Louisiana. For many of you who is a big fan of Britney Spears, ada fan Britney Spears di sini? Also Ellen DeGeneres, ya ada di sini juga. They're from the great state of Louisiana, dari negara bagian Louisiana juga. Dari negara bagiannya Mbak Sierra juga di sini. So welcome to At America, Mbak Sierra.
Thank you. You made me sound really great.
Yeah, I
so
know.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
you are great. And also next to Mbak Sierra, we have also Mbak Quinta here. Mbak Quinta ini juga mantan magang ya, mantan
Iya.
former intern di political section di US Mission to ASEAN. Jadi US
Correct.
Mission to ASEAN itu apa nanti Mbak Quinta juga bisa jelaskan. Tapi the only key takeaway I got from her internship experience is that Mbak Quinta belum move on katanya dari lezatnya pick and pies. Pick and pies dari acara-acara di US Embassy. Pick and pies itu apa? Nanti kita tanya ke Mbak Sierra apa itu. Mbak Sierra ini punya gelar S1 di hubungan internasional. Mbak Quinta dari gelar S1 Mbak Quinta dari hubungan internasional Universitas Indonesia. Dan juga pernah menjadi intern juga Mbak ya di Kementerian Luar Negeri
Iya.
Indonesia juga dan kantor staf presiden juga
Iya.
ya. Wah, luar biasa sekali ya. So we going to hear from them and after that we going to have a Q&A session. Jadi masih bagi Anda juga yang online dan audience di sini yang masih penasaran internship atau program magang ini apa, masuknya bagaimana, kerjanya apa saja, dan latar pendidikannya apa saja supaya bisa ikut dalam program internship ini. Silahkan Anda ajukan pertanyaan Anda secara online di sosial media juga, sosial media @amerika. Ada di YouTube @amerika juga. Silakan Anda ajukan pertanyaan di situ. Dan buat audiens yang juga yang hadir di sini juga bisa mengajukan pertanyaan Anda melalui sosial media @amerika juga. Dan juga tanpa berlama-lama lagi, let's embark on this exciting discussion and let's uncover the possibilities that await you in the realm of US Embassy internship. Serem banget kelihatannya. So welcome and let the exploration begin. Mari bikin tepuk tangan semua. So,
Alright.
so I'm going to give the first floor to you, Sierra. Mbak Sierra,
Okay.
silakan.
Alright.
Alright.
Anything in particular?
Yeah, a lot of audience here at America and also online would like to know more about the internship and what do you need to do to participate in this program and things that you can do when you're doing an internship in U.S. Embassy Jakarta, and also is it only exclusive in Jakarta? Can you also do internship in other cities beyond Jakarta? So,
Okay.
okay. Thank
It's a
you.
lot of questions.
A lot of
Hopefully
questions.
I can answer all of them. Let me start by saying Selamat sore, everyone. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for listening to those who are live streaming and also those that are here today. I'd like to start by saying I think the first question is how do you apply to the internship at the American Embassy? You can go to our website at Jakarta FNSIP at state.gov. That's the email that you can send, I believe, and that will also be listed after the podcast. But you can apply there, and it will be open January 26th. Next Wednesday, we are having an in-person event here at America, and we highly encourage all of you interested to come. The reason for that is because we will have our HR officer speaking, And then we will also have representatives from all of the offices that are having the interns that you can talk to in person. It will also be live streamed, but we think that it will be a wonderful opportunity to kind of get to know more. And coming in person really gives you that opportunity to talk to the officers and the other Americans that you'll be working with. So I think that was the first question that I was asked. The second question is, can it be other cities than Jakarta? We also have consulates in Surabaya and Medan. So feel free to apply to those locations as well, where our highest numbers are in the Jakarta embassy, which is where I work and where Quinta was an intern. Sorry if I'm forgetting some of your other questions.
What kind of opportunities, things that you can do in this internship program, the positions in the internship program?
Thank you. Yeah, that's a big one. So I think one thing about the internship that is really different than other internships that you might be interested in is just the opportunities that you're given at the U.S. Embassy. I know, Quinta, you can speak on this more, but from my perspective, some of the opportunities that you're given are really unmatched. For instance, you're not just considered what some people think is an intern. You're not doing busy work. You're not getting people coffee or just doing digital scans, nothing like that. You're really just an extension of the team. So when we hire you as an intern, we are hiring you to help us make a difference in Jakarta, in Indonesia, and also America. So we really think super highly of you. We get hundreds of applicants, and we really pick the best of the best. On top of that, just those opportunities, you also get to do all of the activities that other people at the embassy are doing. So some of the examples that I've seen, we have our huge 4th of July event every summer. Quinta was a great help. It's amazing. It's just such a fun event, and you get to be a part of it. You get to do really fun events that throughout the summer. So really just the opportunities you have are, I mean, unlimited, and also just the exposure to the professionals that you'll be working with. I think that one thing that someone told me once when I was interning, way back when, is never be the smartest person in the room. And I think that you always want to be surrounded by people that you can learn something from. And I think the U.S. Embassy is definitely full of people that you can learn a lot of things from. So that's a really long-winded answer to what you can do at the embassy.
So I'm going to summarize a little bit your answers in Bahasa Indonesia before I move on to the next question. Jadi kalau misalnya nanti kalau mau mendaftar program magang atau internship di US Embassy, itu nanti ada websitenya, ada alamatnya yang bisa Anda kunjungi nanti juga untuk rekan-rekan yang join online. Namun kita juga ada acara tambahan nanti, acara lanjutan setelah acara ini, yakni di tanggal 26 Januari minggu depan itu kami mendorong Anda semua yang online untuk datang juga karena di acara itu nanti akan ada HR officers, ada officers juga dari kantor-kantor yang terkait di Kedutaan Besar Amerika Serikat di tanggal 24 Januari ya, mohon maaf hari Rabu ya. 24 Januari itu nanti Anda bisa bertanya langsung nanti ke para officers, American officers itu tentang program internship ini seperti apa dan apa yang saya bisa lakukan di program internship ini. Dan kemudian ini tidak hanya di Jakarta juga, rekan-rekan yang ingin melakukan internship di Medan dan di Surabaya, di konsulat di Medan dan konsulat jenderal Surabaya juga bisa bergabung di sana. Dan kemudian ini jangan khawatir, ini program magangnya tidak semata-mata cuman membuat teh, membuat kopi atau scan dokumen saja, namun Anda akan membuat perbedaan juga di Indonesia, perbedaan di Amerika Serikat, dan juga perbedaan antara kedua negara kita. Dan kemudian banyak sekali nanti kegiatan-kegiatan yang bisa Anda lakukan juga di program magang ini, internship ini, salah satunya juga kegiatan 4th of July, Hari Kemerdekaan Amerika Serikat, dan banyak sekali kegiatan-kegiatan lain. Jadi tidak ada batasnya. Dan juga tadi yang juga Mbak Syera katakan dalam internship ini, jadi Anda bisa bersempat untuk belajar dengan banyak sekali orang-orang pintar, orang-orang cerdas dan tergabung dalam internship US Embassy adalah kesempatan Anda untuk meraih itu semua. Alright, that was a long one, so I'm going to.
Sorry. A lot
That's
to
okay.
say.
But one last question before I turn to Quinta is, what are the requirements to join the internship? I know a lot of my friends who are already in their 40s who are interested in joining this internship. Are they are they eligible? Do they meet the requirements to participate in this internship program?
Sure. Well, I appreciate their want to apply, but this internship is for third-year students in a four-year program. Please come to our event, like I said, on Wednesday to learn more about the application process and all of the requirements, which will also be on our website. But unfortunately, unless your friends that are in their 40s are a third-year student, I don't think that they're applicable. But yeah, so that are a few of the requirements, but you can definitely learn more next Wednesday at the event.
Ya, jadi semua informasinya tentang syarat-syaratnya apa saja, melamarnya apa saja, itu bisa nanti teman-teman dapatkan nanti di acara hari Rabu minggu depan. Namun ini memang program internship ini diperuntukkan untuk mahasiswa universitas tingkat 3 dan tingkat 4 ya. Jadi kalau misalnya umurnya udah 40 tahun, jangan pura-pura jadi mahasiswa tingkat 3 atau tingkat 4 ya. Ntar kelihatan nanti.
Sorry, if I can add one more
Go ahead.
thing to your friends that are interested but don't meet the requirements, feel free to apply to a full-time position.
Oh ya.
So,
Ya.
there you go.
Jadi kalau misalnya tambah juga, kalau misalnya umurnya udah ketuaan, nggak usah daftar internship. Namun langsung saya daftar di posisi sebagai pegawai tetap US Embassy Jakarta. Itu lebih bergengsi juga ya. Jadi silakan. So I'm going to thank you. Let's
Yes.
give a round of applause to Mbak
Thank you.
Sierra. Sekarang sebelum saya beralih ke Mbak Quinta di sini, ini pengalamannya bagaimana, boleh dibagikan pengalamannya menjadi intern di US Embassy, kapan itu dan apa saja yang dilakukan, dan apart from pick and pies, what things that you gain most being an intern at US Embassy Jakarta?
Okay, so I'd like to start by saying thank you to the United States Embassy and also the America team for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here and to help the team in promoting FNSIP. And I'd like to begin as well by saying that out of all the internships I've joined previously, the one at the US Embassy was hands down the best one I've ever joined, because not only, as Sierra said, it's not like we don't do dirty works. We're actually considered as an extension of our team, a valuable team member and a valuable team contributor, and we really do feel appreciated as an intern. You know, so I was an intern at the United States Mission to ASEAN in the political team, and fortunately last year Indonesia holds the ASEAN presidency, right? So there's lots of events that were held in Jakarta, and therefore we're very much involved in those events, since the United States is a dialogue partner of ASEAN, right? So we were, as I said, we were such a contributing team member. We were involved in lots of meetings, lots of preparations, substantive tasks, administrative tasks. Like, we were very much all hands on deck on it. And one thing that is memorable, very memorable for me, except for the pecan pie, it was during the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting. I have the chance to meet Secretary Blinken, the Foreign Secretary, and as a student, that was such an invaluable experience, because where else would you meet an incumbent foreign secretary if not interning at the US ASEAN mission, right? And not only Secretary Blinken, there were all of the foreign secretaries of the ASEAN member states and its dialogue partners were present there. And just being able to be there in a room full of, you know, highly important people as an intern, it was very memorable for me, and it's something that I know I will not get anywhere unless I'm interning at the US Embassy. So, we were such a, it was a pleasurable summer for me, and not only we were involved in lots of conferences, the ASEAN conferences, we were also involved in lots of the more fun activities, like the 4th of July. That was really fun, and everyone at the team is very supportive. They were very very involved in our development as an intern. And even when I finished my internship, we were still keeping in contact with, I was still keeping in contact with some of the officers there, and they were still very involved in, asking me how's my progress, like my next career steps, and those little things, they really make you feel appreciated. And I'm really happy I get to experience that in the U.S. Embassy as an intern. So I highly, highly recommend third or fourth year students to apply as an intern at the U.S. Embassy. It's gonna be the best summer you've ever experienced so far.
A summer to remember ya.
Yes, a summer to remember.
A summer to remember.
Sounds like a movie.
Movie title. Jadi kalau misalnya ada juga rekan-rekan di sini juga, teman-teman juga, tadi juga Mbak Quinta jelaskan bahwa tadi ketemu Secretary Blinken ya, Menteri Luar Negeri Amerika Serikat Blinken, beserta Menteri-Menteri Luar Negeri Amerika Serikat lainnya, sewaktu Asian Summit, itu juga suatu yang sangat luar biasa. Beyond itu makanan-makanan yang lezat juga tadi dan juga acara-acaranya, acara-acara kayak seperti 4th of July dan juga perlu diingatkan juga tadi juga diangkat bahwa tidak melakukan dirty jobs ya, jadi tidak melakukan semata-mata buat kopi atau scan dokumen saja, namun benar-benar dilibatkan dalam pertemuan-pertemuan atau percakapan-percakapan, diskusi-diskusi yang substantif tadi, dan juga masih keep in touch juga dengan timnya juga, dan masih mendapat dukungan juga dan terlibat juga sewaktu menjadi intern, dan setelah selesai program intern juga masih keep in touch juga, masih berhubungan dengan para officers-officersnya.
If I may add one thing, Mas Bimo, there was one moment where I do feel really appreciated as an intern. So I have amazing supervisors, Kimberly and Mas Rizky. If you're watching this, shout out to you. So one day one of our tasks was to write notes, official informations for reports and for materials to be used by the ambassador. And I remember one of the notes that I authored with my co-intern, it was sent to Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was, to me, that was, amazing. I feel really appreciated. It's, I feel, it doesn't feel like a mere internship, It really feels like you have a lot of learning to do, and they really do support your professional development as a student there. So that's one of the moments where I'm super grateful for my supervisors and the embassy team.
So you were really a part of a team, and also the letter that you wrote going to Washington D.C. is like the first step of you will go there physically.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Amin.
Ya, jadi juga kata Mbak Quinta tadi seperti yang para teman-teman juga tadi simak adalah ketika itu juga menulis itu surat, menulis juga, dan kemudian dibawa ke Amerika Serikat, dan itu merupakan langkah pertama juga ya untuk untuk kemudian dianggap sebagai anggota tim juga ya, seperti itu ya. Ya, jadi sekarang saya ingin nanya the follow up question to Quinta. So that was the experience being the intern ya. Jadi kalau outernya gimana setelah lulus dari internship, gimana, apa yang what did you gain, or what have you gained? What has the experience from your internship has brought you to your position right now?
Well, as an IR student, interning at the U.S. Embassy really solidified my interest in fostering a career in the foreign relations and international relations field. And setelah selesai internship ya Mas, as I said, I keep in contact with my supervisors and some of the officers in the embassy, including Sierra as well. So I do gain a lot of valuable connections from there on, both from the American side and also the local employees. And it's a really nice addition to my CV, if I got to be honest. Being an intern at the U.S. Embassy, I have to say it's a nice.
It doesn't hurt adding U.S. Embassy internship in your CV,
Yeah, and right now I'm also just beginning my career in the diplomatic field as well. Another foreign mission in Jakarta as well. So I really do think that having a U.S. Embassy internship in my CV really is a value added point to my long-term professional career journey. Yeah.
I admire you and slightly feeling jealous of you. I wish I had this kind of opportunity when I was in university, but now is your opportunity. Now is your chance to join the internship program at U.S. Embassy Jakarta, especially you who are in the third year and the fourth year of your university year. So please join us. So, and I'm going to return back to Mbak Sierra here. Mbak Sierra, is it true that you have to have a high level of proficiency of English if you want to join this internship program? So, how should I brush up my English before the next event on the 24th of January? Should I improve my English up to the top level, the maximum level? So, what are the tips for the aspiring interns out there, Mbak?
Yeah, that's a great question. So obviously we want you to bring your best self on Wednesday. So if that's brushing up on English, then definitely do so. I will say, just like this podcast, it's in a mixture of English and Bahasa Indonesian. It's we would prefer for your English to be great, but that's why we have At America. You're coming here, that's step one, or you're watching this online. But I think that you'll be working with Americans, and English is the preferred language that we have at the office. So I think that your English is pretty great, so I don't think you need to brush up on it. But for those that are watching, yeah. But also, I think that don't be afraid to come on Wednesday and speak the English that you have. We are happy to speak with you. Don't feel intimidated, I think, is the point that I want to get across at the embassy. I do think you can ask Quinta, but I think that we are very nice and understanding people. So, but yes, if you want an internship at the U.S. Embassy, I highly recommend that you have good English skills and also just are able to have good communication in general. I think that's a really strong point for you.
Ya memang diharapkan bisa bahasa Inggris ya, karena memang nanti akan bekerja dengan banyak orang Amerika dan harus berkomunikasi dengan bahasa Inggris. Namun jangan minder, jangan terintimidasi. Yang penting datang saja dulu nanti di acara minggu depan supaya nanti bisa berkomunikasi langsung dengan officer-officer orang Amerika Serikatnya dan jadi tahu bahwa sampai mana kemampuan bahasa Inggris Anda. Namun memang bahasa Inggris itu memang dibutuhkan, jadi siap-siap bahasa Inggris ya. And also as an Indonesian, not many of my friends believe this, but I'm a shy person. So I'm very shy, I'm very bashful. Saya pemalu orangnya, especially when it comes to selling myself, trying to promote myself, trying to convince everyone what can I do, what my experience is, and I think it's against my moral code to brag about myself. Takut dikira sombong nanti, takut tidak. So, do you have any tips and how do you address that and the ability to self yourself but not to be considered as being too arrogant?
Yeah, that's a great point. I think it's very similar where I'm from in the States. It feels strange to brag on yourself and to list all the things that you're good at.
Right.
But if there was ever a time to do that, it is while you're applying for a job. I mentioned earlier that we will get hundreds of applications. So you really want to think about what is going to set me apart? What is going to make my application be the one that someone's still thinking of later on? So if that's a hobby that is very unique or a class that you've taken that is very specific to the job you're applying for, or just a skill in general that you think you're really good at, definitely talk about it in your application and definitely highlight what you're good at and where you excel. We will never see it as bragging. We will see, oh, wow, what an outstanding application. So definitely try to think outside of that box of it's bragging and think of, I'm doing this to get the best internship that I'll ever have. And you have nothing to lose. You're applying for a job that you really want, so really make yourself in the best light that you can. But I do think, also have fun with it. We want to know who you are as a person. We don't want to just see you as just an application. Tell us about yourself. What can you say that it's going to be different than the other hundreds of applications that we're going to get. So at the embassy, we want you to bring your whole self to work. So we don't want your application to be one person and then your internship, you're a different person. So make sure that your application really reflects who you are. If that feels like bragging, then that's okay.
Oh.
This is the time to do it.
Iya, jadi nggak apa-apa bragging, nggak apa-apa menggembor-gemborkan diri ya, karena memang minta saatnya untuk menjual diri, untuk menggembor-gemborkan diri, untuk bombastis ya. Memang kadang-kadang suka malu-malu kita, ini kapan kita harus bombastis, kapan harus tidak harus merendah hati. Cuman memang kan ini nanti yang lamar akan ada ratusan orang, ratusan surat lamaran. Jadi Anda juga harus pastikan juga kalau misalnya apa yang membuat Anda menonjol dibanding pelamar-pelamar lain. Apa yang sudah Anda lakukan, hobi Anda apa, Anda sudah ikut kursus apa. Hal-hal ini harus Anda tunjukkan dalam application letter Anda. Karena juga Anda juga harus jujur juga, harus bersenang-senang. Karena juga tidak ada ruginya juga Anda menggembor-gemborkan diri, bragging, membanggakan diri, karena nanti ketika nanti Anda masuk ke dalam program internship US Embassy, kami mengharapkan Anda sepenuhnya diri Anda, jadi bukan setengah-setengah dari diri Anda, seperti itu ya. Jadi menarik juga ya. Gimana Mbak Quinta, ada masukan lagi menurut dulu waktu kira-kira when you applied for this position in internship program, what do you think that what did you say, what did you write on your letter of statement that made you stand out compared to other applicants?
Okay, so at that time I applied for 2 positions. The first one was the political intern for the United States mission to ASEAN, and the second one was in the bilat side. So I really differentiate the letter of interest according to the position that I'm applying to. And I think for the US ASEAN one, I really do emphasize on first, I think just introducing myself, like I'm an Irish student, 3rd year, at 4th year, I have taken classes that are relevant to what I think we will work at in ASEAN. And the second paragraph was just me emphasizing on the importance of the relations between the United States and the ASEAN member states, and where Indonesia comes to play in it, I think. So I think I elaborated a little bit on that, and then I think I closed off the statement of interest on why I believe I am a good fit for the position. So as Sierra said, if that's considered as bragging, then brag as you want, because I think that's what makes you stand out from all of the 100 other applicants, I think. And as for like the letter of interest for the bilateral political intern, I think it's pretty much the same. I only changed the one from the US-ASEAN relations into like the Indonesia-American relations as a bilateral partners. So I really do elaborate and emphasize on that and its connection to myself as an Irish student. And I think I really add on the fact that I really do emphasize on the fact that this internship will be a valuable addition to kickstart my professional and future academical endeavors. So, and that's also what I emphasize on the interview. I really do tell them that I am a good fit for the role. I have taken classes that are suitable for this position, and I do believe that this internship will not only add value to me as a student, but I will also be an add value to the team that I will contribute in at the MC. So yeah, I think be as authentic as you are. You know, don't write your letter of interest in a very template manner. It's not like it's not where you just like write it like, my name is Quinta, I am a 4th year student, I am blah, blah, blah. So make it more of like a storytelling format, I would say. So don't be too rigid, be more flexible and show some personality as well in the letter of interest. I think that would be my additional tips.
Yeah, that was very useful tips. Yeah, let's give a round of applause to Mbak Quinta ya. You're hired. Wow, I'm impressed. So the key points that I take, jadi otentik, terus jangan ngikutin template atau format yang udah ada saja, namun juga jangan kaku juga, namun jadilah dirimu sendiri ya, jadilah dirimu sendiri, jangan takut untuk brag, Ya jadi ya otentik dan jadilah dirimu sendiri itu luar biasa sekali. Tadi Mbak Quinta juga mention about the bilateral at US Embassy Jakarta we have bi mission, we have US mission to ASEAN, and you also have US mission to Indonesia. Artinya apa? Memang kalau di US Embassy Jakarta itu memang ada misi yang untuk Indonesia, hubungan bilateral Amerika Serikat dan Indonesia, namun juga ada misi untuk Amerika Serikat untuk ASEAN seperti itu. Dan tadi Mbak Quinta yang di ASEAN seperti itu ya,
ASEAN,
dan it
yes.
shows the abundance of opportunities that we have at US Embassy Jakarta, and also in Surabaya and in Medan. So I would like to turn the mic to Mbak Sierra. What kind of positions can you give us a descriptions of positions that might be available in this internship program?
Yes, for sure. So in this handy dandy notebook that I have on my lap, we have a list of a ton of interns available, as you can see here. But this will be listed on our website, and also, like I keep making this shameless plug, to please come next Wednesday, and you will have representatives from these offices that you can talk to, and you can ask, what are you looking for in an intern? What is the ideal resume or CV that you're looking for? But we have opportunities, both the bi mission to Indonesia as well as the mission to ASEAN, like Quinta stated earlier. So there are tons of opportunities, as well as our consulate in Surabaya and Medan.
Ya, jadi daftar posisinya apa saja yang bisa Anda lamar. Itu ada daftarnya tadi dari Mbak Syera, namun lebih lanjutnya nanti akan tersedia juga di website, dan juga nanti juga makanya datang minggu depan, di hari Rabu minggu depan, untuk mengetahui lebih banyak tentang posisi-posisi apa saja yang tersedia. Right, now it's time for Q&A. I would like to welcome everyone online and also the audience here at America to submit their questions online via social media at America Social Media. Boleh pakai bahasa Indonesia, boleh pakai bahasa Inggris boleh. You are not being judged, so we're not starting the recruitment process yet. Jadi boleh pakai bahasa Indonesia saja. Jadi nggak akan pakai bahasa Inggrisnya bagus banget langsung di hire nih, belum, not yet. So sabar dulu. Jadi kita akan ke itu dulu, kita akan ke pertanyaan-pertanyaannya dulu ya. Tapi sebelum ada pertanyaan-pertanyaannya, ini sebenarnya saya ingin menanyakan dulu ini untuk pertanyaan-pertanyaan di sini. Kita lihat dulu sebentar ya. Ini sepertinya saya nggak lulus ini nih, karena gatek ini teknologinya nih. Bentar ya. Ini karena kepencet-pencet tadi iPad-nya saya jadi tab-nya jadi hilang tadi untuk pertanyaan-pertanyaannya. Oke. Boleh. Boleh. Tapi sebelumnya saya ingin menanyakan dulu nih. This question goes to Mbak Sierra. So can I get academic credit for my internship? Itu masuk SKS nggak internship ini?
Okay, yeah, so to give academic credit for our interns, the embassy must have an MOU with your university. So to allow student participation from more diverse backgrounds, we currently don't have an MOU with any university, but this is definitely a great idea. So there's always room for change, and we will definitely see if we can create that in the future, but for right now, that's not the case.
Jadi untuk agar ini bisa masuk ke kredit untuk interns, jadi Kedutaan Amerika Serikat harus memiliki MOU dengan universitas yang ada di Indonesia. Namun agar kita bisa memperluas partisipasi mahasiswa dari lebih banyak latar belakang berbeda, jadi saat ini kita belum ada MOU dengan universitas manapun. Ini ide yang bagus, mungkin kita bisa lihat, bisa membuat program yang berbeda di masa yang akan datang. Oke, the next question will be, does internship participant get paid? Jadi dibayar nggak ini untuk internship ini?
You're giving me all of the questions.
The questions.
No. But as of now, the internship is not paid. We are definitely in the works of trying to get that changed. But for now, it's a non-paid internship. But I will say that the opportunities that you have at the U.S. Embassy as an intern are priceless. So definitely don't let that just deter you from applying.
Memang belum ada bayaran untuk internship di sini, namun pengalamannya ini juga sangat berharga ya. Jadi jangan sampai bahwa fakta bahwa ini tidak dibayar itu menghambat Anda semua untuk turut bergabung dalam internship ini. Okay, and also I think this question goes to Quinta now. Okay, so what should I expect, Quinta? What should the audience and participants expect from an internship with US by mission in Jakarta?
I think you would expect a priceless experience, as Sierra said, and just a very big opportunity to learn, both from your supervisors, from your fellow interns, from the officers, both Americans and Indonesian local employees. So I think you would expect that to gain that from the internship, and there's just so many things that I gained through the internship, even though it's like quite a brief period, but the learning opportunities are endless. And as I've said, you would also gain lots of new connections from the American officers, the Indonesian staffs, and just you make a really good connection as well with your fellow interns that I'm still, even until now, like me and my fellow interns, we're still very much a very close-knit group. So yeah, you would expect lots of substantive learning, but also lots of social benefits, I would say, with the connections you get in the embassy. So yeah.
Jaringannya semua ya, connectionnya dan jaringannya semua luar biasa ya. So we haven't had any questions online, so we would like to invite, so for any of you in the audience that have questions, you can go ahead and ask it to Mbak Quinta and Mbak Sierra. Yeah, and also if any of you would like to ask question, ada yang mau nanya, silahkan, bahasa Indonesia boleh, bahasa Inggris boleh. Ya, ada. Oh ya, from this side ya, halo. From this
Hi.
side of the audience, ya.
I assume I'm audible. Hello? Okay, cool. Thank you so much for the presentation regarding the intern opportunity. My name is Helvin. I'm from Universitas Pajajaran, Bandung.
Unpad.
Yes. Yeah. I have one question, actually, perhaps to Mbak Quinta and also Mbak Sierra. Is there any upskilling opportunity that was being provided in the internship program? Perhaps a mentoring, one-on-one session with the officer there, anything else that we can learn aside from doing our daily tasks and gaining experience in that internship? I think that's all my question. Thank you.
Upscaling.
All right, do we answer directly?
Yeah. Go ahead. I think we can answer directly ya. Before we move on to the questions that been asked online. Terima kasih UNPAD, salam dari Jatinangor ini. Oke, salam. Saya juga alumni di sana. Ya, salam. Mantap. Silakan.
Okay, do I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So one upskilling program that the U.S. Embassy offers, I remember, is that the very kind HR team arranged a session with Education USA. So we do get lots of tips and tricks on when we want to apply for masters in the United States. So the embassy team, they brought like the Education USA team and the mentors and the educational advisors to the embassy. And really, we can have like one-on-one mentoring session with them. But as for like other one-on-one or mentoring sessions, there's no like official programs for that. But I do get lots of one-on-ones and mentorings with my supervisors. So I do have an Indonesian supervisor and also an American supervisor. There are times where I do one-on-one discussions with them. And I remember my supervisor, Kimberly, she was very kind. She was very invested in my learning opportunities and my growth experience. So we had lots of discussions about where she asked me what I expect to gain from this internship, what are my next steps, what can she do to make sure that the internship is pleasant experience for me. So you definitely do get lots of upskilling in the embassy. And in this case, I would say it's more like a soft skills. It's not like a hard skill where you like learn like courses or anything, but it's just like a people to people upskilling and mentoring relations again. So maybe
Yeah.
Sierra would like to add on that.
Sure. Yeah, I think that you made a lot of great points. Kind of the whole theme of the internship is that you're part of the team. So we want you to excel, and we want you to leave the internship feeling like you learned a lot of different things, not just specifically the office that you're interning in, but also just a lot about how a real job is and what it's like to work in an embassy setting. But we invest a lot into you. We set up time to meet with you. The whole team really wants to encourage you to feel like you are learning the most that you can. But you're also included in the events and all of the things that we can to make sure that you're not just doing busy work, like we said. But I think that the relationships that you build during your internship are so important, and that obviously Quinta is saying that she still keeps in touch with a lot of people that she met. So I think that that is a continued learning experience as well as those relationships that you take with you.
Oke, jadi tadi good point Mbak Quinta mengatakan bahwa kalau misalnya ingin tertarik pursuing master's degree di Amerika Serikat, kita ada program Education USA juga. Itu kalau mau counseling one on one bisa juga ke Education USA-nya. Namun kalau mau yang one on one lainnya itu tidak ada yang resmi counseling one on one dengan mentornya. Namun selalu dilakukan, disempatkan waktu oleh mentor internshipnya seperti Ibu Kimberly Vega ya, untuk melakukan diskusi dengan Mbak Quinta juga kata Mbak Sierra juga, pokoknya Anda ini jadi bagian timnya, Anda disertakan dalam pekerjaan-pekerjaan yang nyata, dan tim embassy akan menginvestasikan waktu mereka untuk Anda, sehingga Anda juga bisa disertakan dalam kegiatan-kegiatan dan acara-acara yang berbeda, sehingga Anda bisa unggul dan Anda bisa menjaga hubungan yang baik juga, dan sekarang juga masih membina hubungan yang baik dengan officers di US Embassy Jakarta, dan itu sesuatu yang bermanfaat juga ya. So, terima kasih, dan kita akan move on ke pertanyaan online. So online questions. So I'm going to let either of you answer these questions. So how long the opportunity to join? How long is the internship program in US Embassy?
I'll let you take this since you just
How long?
were
Berapa
able
lama?
to do your intern.
For me, it was 3 months, but I heard this time it was
12.
12 to 16 weeks. Yeah, 12 to 16 weeks. So yeah, like over the summer.
Yeah, over the
Yeah.
summer. My math is not so good, but I think it's 3 until 4 months. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be the most unforgettable 3 or 4 months of your life. So yeah. So is this internship a single person position? I think it's a individual can only apply for one position.
So actually, you can apply for more than one position. I think Quinta gave an example how she applied to 2. But I think that that's a good opportunity for me to talk a little bit about make sure your application is really tailored to the position that you're applying for. So like Quinta was saying earlier, that when she applied for the U.S. mission to ASEAN, she really spoke about the relations there. And then with her by mission application, she tailored it a little bit more. So that is really important. If there's multiple positions that you're interested in, we definitely encourage you to apply for those. But just make sure that when you're doing that, you don't just give a blanket statement to all of them, that you really make sure and say why you're interested in that specific position and how you can be a good fit.
Ya, jadi Anda bisa melamar ke berbagai posisi ya, seperti tadi pengalaman Mbak Quinta tadi ketika melamar di US Mission to ASEAN, itu aplikasinya itu dirancang sedemikian rupa sehingga sesuai dengan posisi yang dipersyaratkan di US Mission ASEAN, dan juga tadi melamar juga ke by mission juga. Jadi silahkan Anda kalau mau melamar ke berbagai posisi itu dipersilahkan, namun Anda rancang surat lamar Anda sedemikian rupa sehingga memenuhi persyaratan dari posisi yang ditujukan itu. Jadi jangan hanya blanket statement aja. Jadi satu surat lamaran itu untuk semua saja. Jadi disesuaikan sesuai dengan posisi yang Anda tuju. Okay, and the next question, other than English, what other preparations should we have?
preparations.
Mental, doa.
I think for the interview, ya Mas.
No,
Jadi,
interview.
once if you pass the paper, paper test, paper checks, administrative tasks, you'll get invited for an interview. Mine was offline, so I had to come directly to the U.S. Embassy to do the interview, and I think I really do prepare a lot for the interview. It's mostly a competency-based interview, so they ask about your previous experiences, your future career alignments, your aspirations, and yeah, it was a very relaxed, non-rigid interview at all. But again, you still need to prepare to be able to sell yourself and present yourself in the best possible way, and just show your personality as well, other than your substantive capabilities. So I think that's what you need to prepare, other than the statement of interest and everything else in English.
Ya. Jadi juga siapkan juga ketika sudah lolos seleksi administratifnya, nanti ketika diwawancara itu nanti Anda bisa menjelaskan pengalaman Anda, cita-cita Anda, pengalaman Anda apa, kemudian cita-citanya apa, ke masa depannya akan seperti apa nanti Anda, dan semua itu dilakukan secara rileks tadi ya. Jadi siapkan diri Anda dan juga siap untuk menjual diri Anda, tapi tidak secara substantif saja ya. Oke, jadi I think we can move on to the next questions. Are applicants required to submit an English proficiency certificate? If so, will Duolingo English test certificate will be accepted? So, do you think you can answer that question?
I think I can.
Yeah, you
The
can.
answer is no.
No. Jadi jangan mentang-mentang udah ikutan Duolingo terus jadi ikutan mendaftarkan diri. Jadi you have to present more than just Duolingo certificate.
Yeah. Duolingo. If you saw my Duolingo certificate, you would be. I mean, I'm pretty good at Bahasa on Duolingo. Yeah, bagus.
Jadi harus lebih dari sekedar aplikasi Duolingo saja ya teman-teman ya. Jadi itu persyaratannya sertifikat profisiensi bahasa Inggrisnya harus melampaui Duolingo saja.
Actually, we don't need to submit any English proficiency certificate, but they'll assess your English capabilities based on the letter of interest, on the interview. So even if you never take any TOEFL test or IELTS test, it's all good. You can still apply. Because I also never take any TOEFL or IELTS tests. Yeah.
Wow, I
So
stand
no need
corrected.
Duolingo as well.
No Duolingo is required. No English certificate is required. You need to only come to the interview and present yourself, and they will see it in person. How good is your English and your proficiency in English? Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So I stand corrected. Thank you very much. That's why
That's
we
why
have
she
her
said,
as our
yeah.
speaker, not me. Okay, and also the next question, this is funny one. Will a fifth-year university student be allowed to apply? Jadi mahasiswa tahun kelima, ini kayaknya macan kampus nih yang nanya nih. Iya, daripada ngebully mahasiswa yang muda-muda, mending ikut program internship US Embassy. Go ahead. I think this is a question for you. Yeah. Will the fifth-year university student be allowed to apply?
Yeah, so not for this internship, but definitely check our social media, Twitter, Facebook. We have, and LinkedIn, we also have all of our opportunities posted there for full-time opportunities. But for this internship, we want third-year students.
Oh, jadi tidak untuk program internship ini ya. Jadi para macan kampus sayang sekali belum ada kesempatannya untuk internship ini. Mungkin yang bisa dicoba adalah posisi full-time, posisi pekerja tetap di US Embassy Jakarta, yang informasinya bisa Anda dapatkan di sosial media, di Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, dan juga Facebook, seperti itu. Oke, Kak, biasanya magang di Kedubes berapa lama? Oke, so 3 sampai 4 bulan tadi, and then periode dimulainya kapan? So when will you start this internship program? So what month?
That's a great question.
Oh yeah.
So from our audience, we are getting some answers, and that will be on June 12th.
June 12.
Yeah,
Jadi,
that's when you would start.
kalau misalnya Anda mendapatkan kabar baik, berarti tanggal 12 Juni Anda akan bisa memulai program internship ini. So yeah, okay, and this is also a very good question from our participants online. can you tell to us how is the working environment at U.S. Embassy? And is there any specific requirements for this internship? I think for the second question, we already discussed it over and over again, but can you share about the working environment at U.S. Embassy Jakarta? Yeah.
I think we can both touch on this, if that's okay.
Mhm.
I've been here for about a year and a half now, and it's been such an experience to work with the Indonesian staff, and I am so grateful for a wonderful team that I have in HR. But I will say that it is such a place for learning. The culture and the environment at the U.S. Embassy is very inviting and welcome to everyone who wants to learn. I will say a very interesting thing about working at an embassy is that people come and go. So the relationships that you have with the people while you're there, in a few years, they could be anywhere around the world. So the people that you work with that are currently posted at the embassy in Indonesia, for a few years from now, could be posted in Europe, Africa, all over the world. So that's a very interesting part that you can say working in an embassy that you can't really say at other jobs. But I think I'll let Quinta kind of talk as an intern, but for me as working at the embassy, it's been a very inviting environment, and I've learned a lot with my year and a half there.
And also, if you also allow me to share my experience, the working environment at U.S. Embassy Jakarta is very diverse. You will you will work with people from all different backgrounds, from all different ethnicity, and all from all different religious beliefs. So for me, working at U.S. Embassy has been a very life-changing experience and also an eye-opening experience. And being here, working at U.S. Embassy for more than 14 years, every day is a new learning experience for me. So I think I'm really grateful for that. Yeah. Okay. And also, silakan Mbak Winta.
Okay, yeah. Adding to what Sierra has said, seconding her, I would also say the working experience environment is very welcoming. And one thing that I would like to point out is that there is a clear division between personal and professional life. So even though, as I said before, like as an intern, you're not only an intern, but you're also like an extension of your team. They're not gonna make you work overtime or like make you stay up all night just to do your tasks or anything. So there is a very good work-life balance at the embassy, I would say, as an intern. And I was a final year student, right, Mas? So there are times where I do need to go to my campus to have consultations with my professors, and they're very open to like letting me go to campus as well, as long as I tell them beforehand, and just they don't limit my academic endeavors as well as my professional development. And I would say the facilities at the embassy are amazing. Like you have a library, and
Wow.
Us interns, we borrow lots of books from the library. They even have like books to prepare for like your masters, like GRE books, GMAT, SAT books. Everywhere is there. And also there's like a gym. So I know Sierra goes to the gym a lot after work. Sometimes I do too, and I'm not lazy. But yeah, so environment is again very welcoming, very inviting, and there's a good balance between the professional and the fun sides. I would say, yeah.
Oh wow, fascinating. What about the cafeteria? You mentioned about gyms and also the library, the cafeteria and all the delicious food that you can find there.
Cafeteria is delicious. We also the embassy is located in a very strategic location of Jakarta. So there's lots of good culinary spots all around the embassy. And yeah, it's just all in all a very well-rounded experience. You know, food, fun, and work. It's a pleasure to intern there, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to apply a job there. So yeah, okay. We have so many questions from our participants online. I hope we can cover everything. Okay, the next question is, I would like to ask a question. If we don't have enough experience in our CV, what should we do? No, not enough experience.
Okay, so I think that you might have more experience than you're giving yourself credit for. You probably have done a lot of volunteer work or certain hobbies that are in position to what you're applying for. So I think maybe look inside yourself and see, what am I good at? What can I put on my CV or my resume to really make me stand out? I think sometimes we can be hardest on ourselves, so not giving yourself enough credit for the things that you're good at. So maybe don't see it as I don't have enough experience, but maybe think of a different way to look at it about what else have I done that I'm not thinking of. Talk to your parents, talk to your families and your friends about, like, if you had to describe me in a few words, what would that be? And get help with how to write your application. But I think that you're probably a little more involved than you think. So that would be my advice.
Ya, jadi kalau misalnya kayak merasa tidak punya banyak pengalaman, bisa tanya saja, tanya ke diri Anda sendiri atau tanya ke keluarga Anda, teman saya, Anda, apa yang sudah Anda lakukan selama ini. Dari itu mungkin Anda bisa mendapatkan insight, oh ternyata selama ini saya sudah banyak melakukan sesuatu, seperti itu. Oke, so thank you Mbak Sierra. So where can we see the list for the positions available for this internship? Yes, US Embassy website, you already provide the answer. How long will the internship program last? 12 to 16 weeks. What are the benefits that we can get from joining the internship? I think Mbak Quinta already answered the questions. Is this internship is open for all majors? Semua jurusan terbuka for all university majors?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And does Indonesian students studying in the US be eligible to apply?
You need to be in Jakarta or in Indonesia to apply for the position, so it will be in person.
Ya, jadi kalau misalnya kuliah di luar terserah, namun kalau misalnya diterima di program internship ini berarti harus datang setiap hari di US Embassy Jakarta ya, berarti Anda harus bisa hadir di sini selama program internship itu. As a communication student, is it possible to apply and what kind of position do you think will fit our background?
So, to answer that question, I think that you definitely need to come to our outreach program on next Wednesday. So, see you there, whoever that is online. But I think that PAST would be a great group for you to work with, and I know that we will have some people represented next week. So, if you like to speak with them or you're not able to come in person, definitely view online.
Jadi posisi untuk jurusan komunikasi itu biasanya di public affair section atau kalau di sini humas ya. Tapi kalau misalnya Anda ingin tahu lebih banyak tentang program-program apa yang sesuai dengan jurusan Anda, itu sebabnya harus datang ke sini minggu depan seperti itu. Kalau misalnya untuk persiapan untuk internship ini butuh TOEFL atau tidak, is TOEFL score required for this internship program?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
TOEFL is
It's not required.
It's not required.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Saya sepertinya udah dijawab tadi ya. And also, I think I take international law. My interest in college right now, and I would like to take an internship at US Embassy Jakarta. Is there any position besides counselor? I think we already covered that. So you will see a lot of positions available via website and when you join the next session next week. Okay. I think we have covered all of the questions being asked online. So if there are any of you, I think who do not have any questions, are we set for one last question? No, I think we got everything covered ya. Jadi kalau misalnya masih penasaran, if you still have burning questions, it's another reason for you to come here again at America next week when you can meet a lot of. Also, for you joining online, come here next week. Buy bus ticket, buy train ticket, buy plane ticket. Be here online, be here physically next week where you can interact with officers from US Embassy Jakarta. And with that, I would like to say thank you to Mbak Sierra and Mbak Quinta for taking the time, providing us all with all the insightful information and also motivation. Makes me want to apply to this internship program.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so thank you very much for our wonderful moderator and speakers for today's insightful podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States is famously known as the land of opportunity. And now it is your opportunity to intern at the US Embassy. And also here at America, we have held numerous events called Meet the US Embassy, where you can engage directly with US diplomats. For more information, you can follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at AT America. And with that, my name is Aldi, and the entire Ad America team, thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye-bye.